Yeah, here you go, because it'll just talk into the mic. All right. Shit. You want me to be in the frame too, or you cool
You can
like
just
that?
ask questions,
Cool.
yeah.
All right. How you feel about the U.S. forces occupying Venezuela?
I feel like it's unjust, right? The way we see this is the U.S. is just doing this purely for oil. They're framing it as a war on drugs, right? But we know that most of the drugs that are coming into the U.S. to kill people, they're not coming from the Caribbean. They're coming from the southern border, right? And so we seen the same rhetoric being weaponized against black people, right? Especially during the 80s, during the Reagan period, right? And so we have to be real critical of what mainstream media is trying to tell us and to do our own research to really push back against this agenda, because this is a war to take control of Venezuela's resources, right? They're not trying to liberate the Venezuelan people. They're not trying to. Oh yeah, they're not trying to. It's not about drugs, right? This is really about control, power, and money. By the end of the day, and so that's why we're out here, and that's why we're pushing back against this.
So, do you believe what has been said in recent time that Venezuela stole land and oil from the U.S.? And why do you even think our president would even say anything like that?
So I don't trust it and I don't believe it. And our president is saying this to manufacture consent, to get people to agree with what's going on, and so they can complete this far right agenda to consolidate power in the Western Hemisphere. It all goes back to the Monroe Doctrine. The U.S. sees Venezuela as its backyard. This has been an agenda since at least the early 1800s, right? And the bigger fish is Cuba, and so that's how we understand it.
So, should Americans even care about what's happening in Venezuela? Yes, or why? Why
Yeah,
not?
we should most definitely care. This is not so far removed from us. We have to look at what's happening here in America and then connect it to what's being done abroad, right? We see they cut SNAP benefits, right? They're cutting social safety nets for Americans, right? This is going to be the biggest upwards transfer of wealth in American history. And on top of that, they're trying to extract resources from countries like Venezuela, from countries like Nigeria, right? So everything is connected. We have to understand how all these struggles are connected and why it involves all of us. And the more collectively we act, the more power we have in the streets.
So, I'll ask a couple more questions. What do you think in Charlotte we could do as a community, as a group of individuals and whatnot? How could we collectively come together and make a change in the city? Because that's why I'm out here
Yeah.
asking people questions. I know people are probably a little bit like but hey man, you don't know unless you find out. And that's why I
Right.
say, hey man, I ain't no Nick Shirley
Yeah,
boy, bro.
for sure.
I'm out here trying to figure out why people feel the way they feel. I'm not trying to push nothing.
Yeah.
You're not gonna see me hopping down no 12 or
Yeah.
nothing like that, bro.
Yeah, so
So
if you're in Charlotte, if you're anywhere, you want to make a change, you have to get organized, right? Find an organization to get with, or find like-minded people like you to get organized with. Get out here and talk to people, right? Fight back against the mainstream media, right? We're really fighting against $1 trillion propaganda machine, right? And so you come out to events, right? I would just say do your own self-education, read with people, study with people, come together, and just mainly organize, right? Because as an individual, you only have so much power, but as a collective, it's when you really have power. You can really make a concrete change. So join a union, join an organization, go outside and just talk to people, right? And understanding that all of our struggles are connected, right? It
yes,
doesn't matter. It
sir.
doesn't matter about race or any of that. This is all a class struggle, right? We're all working class people. We all have to sell our labor in order to survive in this society, in this economy.
100.
Yeah.
Hey
Yeah,
man, that's what's up, bro.
man, I appreciate that.
Heck yeah, I appreciate you,
Yeah,
bro.
I'm gonna follow you.